Great. Thank you for being here, man.
Of course.
Great. Okay. So I've been having a lot of people like wanting to be in the show, and I lost track of everyone. So, you tell me what about you do music, right?
I do music. I'm a drummer. Originally I'm from Copenhagen, Denmark, and
Like Lars.
yeah, exactly. Lars Ulrich. Yeah, exactly. The drummer from Metallica, by the way. If that's
Right,
very
right,
cool.
right. Uh-huh. So you're a drummer,
Um,
yeah.
I'm a drummer, but I'm also playing guitar and bass and piano and whatnot. But like mainly, I'm a drummer. That's what I do. So I don't have like any like personally music out yet, but I'm working on my solo project right now. I'm having 13 songs already, and like the
Hmm.
next step for me is I have a few guest artists I want to introduce. So I can't really like mention their names yet because like my album is not out yet. But I having a few really cool people coming in and play on my record. But this is I'll tell you more about that later.
Sounds cool. Sounds cool.
But
So
yeah, thanks for having me, man.
yeah, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, I can call you Christian, yes?
Just Chris, that's fine.
Chris. Okay, okay. So, do you have any music out already or none?
I have a few play-alongs. If you can like Google my name on YouTube or pick up
Sure.
my Instagram or whatever. So yeah, I'm from Denmark and toured a lot in Europe too with like different artists and different bands. So mainly what I do, I'm a freelance musician, freelance drummer. So like I get to play with a lot of talented people out there, and I that's a lot of talented people out there. So yeah, I moved to LA. Originally I'm from Copenhagen, Denmark, but like I moved to LA
Hmm.
2 years ago.
Wow.
Um,
Uh-huh.
to study in a very famous college called Musicians Institute. It goes by MI, and I
Am I?
graduated. MI, yeah, that's like a
Hmm.
really famous music college in Hollywood. I get the chance to study there because I was very fortunate to have like um, this is like the only education I ever had, by the way.
Okay.
So when I got the opportunity to move to LA, I grabbed it. And now I'm
Yeah.
here. Been here for 2 years. Graduated in March, and now I am playing a lot of shows, a lot of gigs around LA. Did a tour in the Midwest in the US, which
Uh-huh.
was great. It was like a country tour with like a local band from Kansas City.
Uh-huh.
That was really nice. Like for me, like being here, being in LA, being in America, I mean, my main goal is to see as much of the US as possible, which was great. I think it was like 2.5 weeks we did in the Midwest in the US. That was great. But yeah, other than that, I've been playing a lot of shows around LA, Orange County, Anaheim. So that's been really cool. I start teaching too, which is great. I love teaching too, by the way. In
Yeah.
all in all kinds of instruments, you know. So for me, I consider myself more like as a musician than just like, that's a drummer, that's a guitar player, that's a bassist. I'm more like all around guy. So that's kind of like who I am because like, I'm on the record, I play almost every instrument myself. Um, Producing it too. I'm a producer too.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, so I see myself more like a musician, more than just like a drummer or a bass player or a guitar player. I'm like an all-around guy. Um,
Right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
uh,
can see you know a lot about it. How do I find you on Google, on YouTube?
you just like type in my name on YouTube. Go on YouTube and just like type in my name, Kristian Cone, and you'll see a bunch of stuff up there, I think.
Christian Crone, right?
Yeah,
Christian Crone.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So you'll be on YouTube, right?
I'll be on YouTube and Facebook and especially
Uh-huh.
Instagram. I mean, yeah. YouTube and Instagram. Those are like my two main pages.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Let me see. I don't can't seem to find it. Do you have a link? Christian lives.
it's like a Christian with a K,
Uh-huh. Uh,
Kristian, and Crone with C, actually. Yeah, I know my name
oh,
is
with
a,
the C. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
my name is a bit confusing. I'm sorry. Yeah, here we go.
Drum cover. Oh, okay,
I
okay.
have a lot of covers. You can see me
Uh,
play guitar and drums, and I have a bit of bass too. Yeah, that's
Wow.
me.
That's pretty cool. Okay, let me put
Yeah,
this.
that was my the yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry. Wow, it's pretty cool.
That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty sexy, man. Yeah.
Well, that was my so I gotta explain a bit about this whole thing here. So my sorry for the noise, by the way. I'm in
That's okay.
Hollywood, like a very noisy Hollywood today.
Yeah.
Reason. Um, I grew up listening to a famous band called Toto. Um,
Yeah, I heard
so
about it.
yeah, Toto did
Jeff Porcaro,
open
right? Jeff
Jeff
Porcaro.
Porcaro exactly. So he was like the guy that like turned me into music.
Wow.
When I first heard of this guy, I was
Wow.
around 7, 8 years old,
Hmm.
and it was like the whole world changed from then on.
Hmm.
That was actually my very first drum lesson I ever had in like a very small local music school in Copenhagen. I think it's like the second smallest. Yeah, sorry.
No, no, I can hear. I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Jeff Porcaro was the founding member and drummer of Toto, and when I
Uh-huh.
heard him for the very first time,
Uh-huh.
that's when I knew what exactly I wanted to do. I want to be that guy, and I want to practice so hard that
Uh-huh.
one day I get to do this for a living. Um, and here I am. I mean, what,
Uh-huh.
24, 25 years later? I owe pretty much my whole life to this guy. I've never met him because like he passed away in 1992 and I was
Hmm.
born in 1993, but like I owe
Oh.
so
Oh.
much to this guy.
Oh. Uh-huh.
But later on in life, I got to meet those guys from Toto, and the
Really?
drummer Shannon Forrest and the guitar player Steve Lukather are two of my really dear friends. I really adore those guys. They are playing on so many hit records.
Uh-huh.
So I really encourage everybody out there to go on YouTube, type in Toto, and you would see so many different artists and bands that have been playing with Toto, like Boz Scaggs and Elton John. Lukather mentioned he's been playing with Eddie Van Halen or the Van Halen band, and they no Toto is just like they played on the Thriller album from Michael Jackson. They
Wow,
played
really?
on almost every track. I mean, Beat It, come on, man. I mean, Steve Lukather played the guitar part along with Eddie, and Steve Lukather played bass on that song too, and like Dick Porcaro was on drums, and like that's a whole like explanation out there on YouTube somewhere, right? Where
No
Lukather
way.
goes
I
in
didn't
depth
know
about
that Jeff
how they
Porcaro
were.
was a drummer of Beat It.
Jeff Porcaro pretty much made that whole album Thriller, which was, I mean, the game changer for Michael Jackson too and Toto.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I really encourage everybody to find Toto on YouTube and listen to their music, even though you don't like Toto, but like it's
Uh-huh.
very Toto is a school itself, man. I really adore those guys, man. They changed my whole life. Um, fun story actually. Shannon Forrest, the drummer from For Toto, invited me to see their show at the Hollywood Bowl last month. Um,
Wow, really?
yeah, exactly. So I got to see the Hollywood Bowl from the
Uh-huh.
inside.
Hollywood Bowl.
The Hollywood Bowl, like the venue,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
um,
what city?
LA.
This is in Hollywood, LA, right?
Yeah, it's in Hollywood. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah,
that's great. Okay, okay. I've seen
yeah.
that. A lot of bands have played here, right?
Oh, there's a lot of famous bands and artists that's playing there every year. I mean, this year they have their 100 years anniversary. So this whole year has been crazy with like legends after legend after legend. Joni Mitchell, David Gilmour, Toto, Christopher Cross. I mean, Shaka Khan. Last year I got to see Quincy Jones' 90th birthday, and he hired like the founding members of the Michael Jackson to play there, and it's a whole thing. I really, if you haven't been, is if I mean you gotta go at least once to see the Hollywood Bowl. I mean a show there because like it's magical. Like the whole view, you can see the view in the background and stuff. It's like it's magical. It's like a legendary venue. So I really encourage everybody to go there and just like see a show because like they do amazing shows pretty much every day. Um,
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
so I got to see Toto
uh-huh.
at the Hollywood Bowl
At the
from the
Hollywood Bowl.
inside.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, that was one of my.
uh-huh.
I mean
From the inside.
that was definitely my highlight. One of the highlights of me being here in LA.
Uh-huh.
That
Uh-huh.
was so much fun.
Yeah.
So I could talk about it for days, man. Um,
Yeah. What you don't have your own YouTube channel?
I do.
All right. That's the one I was watching, right?
I have no
Kristian
idea.
Cone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my YouTube channel. Yeah, and you can see like a bunch of stuff like live videos,
Oh
live shows.
yeah. You were behind the scenes, so you
I
saw
was
the
behind
Hollywood
the
Bowl
scenes. Yeah,
from the
I
inside. Yeah?
exactly. Um,
Wow. That was 3 weeks ago.
that was September 1st.
Okay. Okay. A
Yeah,
month
so
ago.
that yeah,
Month
a month
ago.
ago. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Right.
That was a fantastic show, and Christopher Cross was like warming up for Toto. So yeah. Um,
Wow, man. So what was your job here?
well, I got invited by Steve Lukather and Shannon Forrest, mainly
Uh-huh.
Shannon Forrest, because like they are two really close friends to me. This is Shannon
Oh,
Forrest,
how'd you meet
right?
him?
Oh, I met Lukather, Steve Lukather, around when I was 15, 16 years old, when I was a young kid. I've always been a fan of Toto, and like one time they were playing in Copenhagen. I think it was like around 2009 or 10 or something.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
after the show, I took the door handle to the backstage because like I was very like, I was so like in your face of a kid. I didn't have any filter at all. So I was just like pushing my luck to the very edge, man. And for some reason it
Right.
had to be open. And there they were, like behind the door. And instead of them going like, "Hey, what are you doing? Get out!" They were like, "No, come on in, man. Let's like let's have a hang." And I was like
Oh, that's so
such a
great.
fanboy. I was so starstruck, and I've kept in
You were
touch with.
starstruck,
I
right?
was completely starstruck. I mean, I was a kid. I mean, I was like 15 years old,
But what were
meeting
you? That was back in Denmark.
That was back in Copenhagen, Denmark. It was like a really cool venue called KB Hallen. But that was great. That's Shannon Forrest. And by the way, Shannon Forrest is the guy that plays on many of Taylor Swift's hits.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I have Tom here that just joined, so I'm gonna stop recording. So this gonna be your episode, Christian. You can still hang, but
Okay.
now that Tom has joined, so I'm just gonna cut it so we got like a
Hey, Tom.
second.